Sometimes a legend returns in one more time in the podcast booth on the third floor of Murphy. Joe D has made a reappearance. Jersey Joe Archino here with the man, the myth, the legend, Joe D. Joe, you're back with us. Here for a little interview. Feels good to have you back in the booth.
Joe, you are far too kind. Every time I decide to come back and speak to you or any of the other students, you guys always welcome me with open arms and treat me like some type of celebrity, which I am not.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Jody. You come in here with the LeBron James R Band. You come here with the Protect the House thing. You clearly were just working out. I mean, you're setting a standard, and we're just kind of following in the footsteps.
Well, I am trying to I'm trying to portray my inner LeBron James.
Yes.
And, try to take over.
Got to take over.
Trying to take over. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad I'll be able to help you out.
I am too, because got a couple nice questions for you for senior seminar, kind of catching back up with a lot of people who've really gotten their foothold in the industry. And really, it's a testament to the mass comm department here that so many people have really gotten that nice foothold so early in their careers. So let's start with you. You were kind of in the seat that myself and a lot of people in our class are in right now. You're in that March time. The real world is just right around the corner. When you were in this spot right now, how are you feeling when you were almost there?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of my friends and my peers who were across the street at Hagen had already had jobs lined up. Some of the people who were becoming teachers were getting ready for grad school, and here I was still interning and not sure if it would end up turning out to be a full-time job, a part-time job, or anything. So I'm going to be honest, it was very nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I was very positive. I decided, I continue to work. I utilize my time very wisely in this broadcast booth, in WICR, use the resources that the mass comm department provided us, and I just kept grinding until the end.
Now, it's one of those things where the tools are kind of here for you to work and to mold everything. When you finally got to that job, do you think there were certain things opportunities, maybe the skills you were able to develop here that helped you finally get your first position?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right off the bat, when my first internship was at WFAN, and one of my main responsibilities was being in the newsroom and cutting tape, whether that be audio from the Yankees, the Mets, all the New York local teams. So the fact that I was able to learn how to use Adobe here, really, it was a real smooth transition at WFAN, whereas, day one, week one, I was already on the job, whereas some of the other interns use that first week to get accustomed to the system and to learn how to use Adobe. But the fact that I was able to learn it here, that definitely helped. Also, a little bit of the board in WICR helped, because I eventually would move on to CBS Sports Radio, where I'm working now, where I do run the board 3 days a week as an associate producer for the DA show.
Now, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about your new opportunity right now, which you've had for a little time now at CBS Sports, but that's kind of somewhere where a lot of people, they dream of being in that spot. Now you're there. When you got there, where you are now, just take me through it all. What's the feeling like?
It's really surreal. It's I'm an associate producer at CBS Sports Radio on from Monday to Friday. I work on the DA show, hosted by Damon Amendolar, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. And the cool thing about CBS Sports Radio is that we're national. So we are heard, obviously, across the country. We have I want to say about 185 affiliates. We actually just picked up one here in Westchester.
WFAS.
WFAS. You could hear us on 12:30 a.m. So, I mean, it's so cool being able to, hear so many voices across the country. At any time we'll be talking about, for example, Peyton Manning. Will he come back, or will he retire? And we'll be getting calls from the Denver area, the Florida area, Alaska, and it's just cool seeing everybody being able to call in and weigh in rather than just being a local New York perspective, and that's that. And you get other opportunities on these shows. Sometimes I do speak on the show, which is cool. And then what's really awesome is being able to check social media after and having people reach out to you saying like, hey, I heard you on the show, nice job, or that was a really cool segment, you're crazy, and like just things like that. It's surreal. At first you're a little intimidated because you realize that it's a national network and you're doing more than just once. You're controlling essentially more than just one market. You're, like I keep saying, across the country. So it's a little nerve-wracking at first, but when you put that aside and just do your job, it's normal. It's fun.
Now, it's just been an incredible way watching you kind of get to that point. And do you think patience is the word that has to kind of also be instilled in the minds of a lot of people in the current position? If you're a senior, it's March. Do you think patience is kind of the word that they have to have instilled in them?
I would say patience and persistence.
Patience and persistence.
Because it's not going to come, Sometimes it's perfect timing, sometimes it's not. Luckily for me, right after I graduated, I started working some part-time shifts shortly after somebody left, and I was able to take that person's role. It doesn't always happen like that, and this is an industry where it's not going to just happen, they can't create a position for you. It's not going to happen overnight. It's very competitive, especially here in the New York area. So just be patient, continue to work on your skill set, improve your skill set, and just keep going at it. It's very easy, and I find a lot of people that were in my class, some who have continued to move on, and then others who just said, I need a full-time job, and kind of gave up, which is sad, because you put in so much work here at Iona to then give it up to just have a full-time job. I would definitely say just stay persistent and just be patient, because it'll happen.
Patience, persistence, keep working hard, and it will happen. Those are the words from the man himself, Joe D. Joe, thank you for joining us one more time on the Murphy, Third Floor Murphy. I think you'll be back.
Hey, whenever you need me, you know my number.
We have his number, and I know that I will be using it and calling him back one more time. But until next time, thank you, everybody. Jersey Joe Archino here with Joe D'Aloso. We'll be back next time.